Hey guys, it's Giselle with Craft Imaginations. I wanted to do a little video to show you guys some of the Craftsmart Michaels brand clay, polymer clay. Now, fair warning, it's been a couple years, try more like a decade, since I have dabbled a little bit with clay. I used to be mostly a pottery clay artist while I was in high school and college, and I haven't done it since. Now I have here a couple of products that I wanted to test today, and I wanted to do it on video so you all can see the different methods and techniques that it takes to use each one of these. I have gotten a couple of these tips from YouTube, following other clay artists, and reading material that I found online. So if you would like to see what each one of these do, feel free to keep watching. And hopefully you maybe can give me some tips as well for what's worked for you, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I will try to reply when I can. Now, here are some of the things that you will need if you also would like to test this. A little bit of cornstarch, because some of these molds tend to stick really badly to the clay and you're going to have a hard time getting it off. Then the impressions that you're trying to get off the clay from using these, or even any of these, will be really hard. Now, this is the stamping die cuts, and these tend to be just stick-on. I actually have not used these before, and so I'm hoping that to get, a really nice looking impression. These are the Sizzix, I believe, and the Darice. So this is a really cool spots. This is more like a lace, and this is a really cool print. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sorry for the shadow on my phone. I really need to invest in a better method. And then these are some rubbery material. I got them because they were a knitting type of pattern. So I'm hoping to see I get really good results. So we'll see what this looks like. And then these are some general branding cuts from Amazon. And I also got this because they were on sale. It was buy one for, I think it was like $6, plus I had a 40% coupon. And currently Michaels is having a 20% off, I believe. So I got those. I mean, when I got those, they were 20% off. And then these are also general branding dice cuts. I'm sorry. I think I search under dough or pastry cutters or veggie cutters. I really can't remember, but I can post the links if you would like. You would also need a roller, a blade, and this one is the flexible type, an X-Acto knife possibly, and something to lift your clay off of the mat, although you can also use this one. My hands tend to really sweat a lot, so I also, for personal use, have these little finger little wrappers. They're like fingertip type, so the clay doesn't get too wet from my use. And I also have wax paper just in case I need to roll some of the clay once I put a little bit of cornstarch in it. All right, let's get crafting. Okay, I have gone ahead and cleared my mat, and I already sliced off a piece of the Craftsmart polymer clay from Michaels. And I really only need a tiny piece because I will just be testing some surfaces. I'm not really going to do any big project today. I just kind of want to get acclimated with the clay because I've never used the Craftsmart brand, although I've heard very mixed reviews about it. Some people like it because it's soft. It is durable based on the test that a lot of people have done, but other people prefer the Sculpey, either the Primo or the Souffle, which I do have both types. And depending on what you're working on, you may want to choose a different brand or different type. So first things first is you want to condition your clay. You want to make sure it is very soft and flexible in order to get it to work to what you need it to do. So now I will just be conditioning. So the first thing to condition is you just want to add some heat to it, work it for a few minutes, give it a really good massage. But I can tell you right now, I really do like this clay. It is soft, but not too soft. It is a little bit sticky, but I do have sweaty hands. But even with these gloves, they tend to not stick to it. I don't know if you can tell. See? It's not very sticky. So overall, I do want to say I do like it. I wasn't sure, but I'm happy I stuck with it. Not sure I'm going to be able to. Now, the thing about working with clay and having pets is that you're going to end up with a lot of hair, and that will make or break your project. So, also, I would like to add that if you have a pasta roller, it would be easier. I just recently cleaned up and updated my craft space, so my pasta machine roller is stuck away. So now you want to be working on either a tile, ceramic tile, or a glass surface, which this is what it is, or a acrylic surface, such as this. It sticks a little bit, but not too bad. All right, so this is where this comes handy. Just lift it. Now I'm going to go ahead and try the general brand of cutters from Amazon, and I'm going to go ahead and pick out some fun shapes. I'll do this one, and I want to do the elephant one and a duck. Now I don't know if you can see, but there are some really fun ones. There's a little dinosaur and a bone. And I want to say there's a cupcake that looks like a bear. There's a little gingerbread man that looks like a Mickey, a fish, maybe a butterfly, and a plane, a heart, a star, a circle, and then this awesome looking one. It does also come with some cleaning tools, a pipe cleaner, and a pick that looks like a little cactus. And I'm assuming this is to help to get the clay stuck out of them. So I'm going to leave this on the side. All right, so the feedbacks that I've read about these cutters is that some tend to leave some rough surfaces. So I don't have any cling wrap right now, but one of the tips I've learned was that you will cover the clay with cling wrap, and then you cut the clay with your cutter, and it will leave a smooth surface and cut. So I'm going to go ahead and test it without it. If it's not successful, then I will use the cling wrap. So here we go. You want to first put it right on top softly, and then you want to press down, and then you just lift up. So there's the duck. Now I'm going to try the elephant, or I think it's an elephant. So press down, wiggle a little bit, and then the little daisy flower, which I really love. Then you can go ahead and lift your clay. And there you are. Very smooth lines. Love it. Let me see if I can do a zoom for you. How cute. So let me see if I can lift this up for you so you can see it up close. Very smooth. Just totally misshaped my little elephant. You see how smooth that is? These are fantastic. Totally ruined this with my nails. You want to make sure your nails are trimmed when you're working with clay, and make sure that you don't put your fingernails right on it. So I still have some clay left. I think I can fit in. Actually, I'll just go ahead and roll it out again. But I'm going to clear these out so I can get some of my mat back. But here we go. Now, if you're wondering how to make the clay even when you're working with earrings and stuff, you want to have an even surface on either side so that your rollers tend to rest on it so you can get an even roll. So if you don't have a pasta machine, that's something that you can easily do yourself and MacGyver so that you can work with your clay. No need to spend hundreds of dollars on equipment. In fact, all these cutters you can do yourself by hand. All you have to do is design them on a piece of paper, preferably some heavy cardstock, and then you can just trace it on your clay using an X-Acto knife, and you basically get the same results. All right, here I would like to try the leaf. And I want to try a star and a little tulip. Let's see what else we got here. It's mostly flowers and stars. Here's another leaf I would like to try. It looks like a maple leaf. This one is going to be kind of off. I don't know if you can see the little ridge right there. Now these were really cheap, and it's from the Craftsmart brand from Michaels. So I'm either going to be really happy or really upset with the results. Let's see this one. This one also has a little edge right here. And then the star. right there. So let's see what happens. Let's test them out. Ooh, these don't have the little soft surface, so you want to make sure you put maybe something if your hands are sensitive so you don't hurt your fingers. Maybe I'll use my sweater. Oh yeah, much better. I don't know if this looks like a flower. It looks like a very distorted flower. I wonder if I can reshape it. Sorry I keep moving the camera, but every time I kind of put my hand on top of it, it shakes the entire table. All right, let's see how smooth these are. Oh, these are a little rougher around the edges. Let's see if I can show you up close. You see these? That would need a lot of work. The tulip I like. I think what I will have to do is maybe test them all out and see which ones I would like to keep in my arsenal, so to speak, and then put the other ones aside, or try and see if maybe I can file them down. I'm sorry guys, I have this little itch in my throat and I don't have any water in sight. All right, finally, the last off-brand from Amazon. We will try these right here. Let me roll out my clay. So much hair always ends up in my clay. I think I'm going to have to do a very general cleaning, more than I already did, just to get those very last few pet hairs out of this room. All right. I really want to test the flower again. I love daisies. Let's just tell this one. I feel like I am going to get the same results from this one as I did with the Craftsmart. I hope I'm wrong, because these were from Amazon and it had really good reviews, but this one has a little ledge right here. I don't know if you can see it. So I think these all have the same thing. So let's just go for it. Maybe if I can figure out which side is sharper. They both feel the same. So my hand still hurts from the other one that I did. Let's see. Well, I was mistaken. These have definitely sharper lines. I wouldn't say extremely sharp, but certainly sharper. All right. So that's it for my cutters, my metal cutters. So I'm gonna go ahead and set them to the side, and I'll be back with the other one. All right, I went ahead and set up my first test subject, which is this beautiful lace. I only rolled out a very small piece, and I went ahead and cut it, and I did it fairly thick because I wasn't sure how thick exactly it will be. So now I just gotta pick a place, and I think I do like this flower right here. I think I'm gonna put it like that. So let's see. What this will give me. This may or may not work. Oh wow. That is gorgeous. I don't know how much detail you can see, but where's my circle cutter? Now, say I want to make a pair of earrings or something. Look how beautiful those are. Adding some paint on it. Looks like this is emboss and this is deboss. If I got that right. I always get confused with the terminology. If I had a little paint on it, maybe if this were not green, say like if it was a white and I added some gold paint, you would get different effects, but it certainly would look beautiful. So I was really skeptical about whether or not this one specifically was going to work, because you can't tell, but it's very thin. So I was not sure it was going to work for sure. Now this one is a Darice embossing folder. This one will have the same effect. One emboss and one is deboss on this clay. So let's quickly roll out a piece for you guys. Now that I know I don't need to roll it out too thick, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it all the same thickness. Just gonna go ahead and put it in the middle. Now these ones don't require starch, at least not these ones. I believe if it does, then you're gonna have a hard time cleaning up your clay out of your embossing folders. These ones are also beautiful. It's great detail. Embossing, debossing. Now, you do not have to roll your clay in between the two if you are trying to get an even type of impression on this. So say if you just want to have one side like this but the other one flat, you would just put your clay down and then just roll one side. If you want to do both sides, now that will just get tricky. My recommendation will be just to roll two thin pieces and then stick them together. Or you can attempt to roll out let's see, maybe this one, roll it out, but I'm assuming the other side will just flatten out. So here I got, yes, it will definitely flatten out. So I would recommend just doing both, two pieces, and then stick them together. So this one was also a success. And these embossing folders are about $5 or so. And I got them while they were on sale, so I didn't even spend that much. So, all right, my next one is the block embossing folder, which has a little geometric type design on it. So this should leave one beautiful design as well. I feel like I have an air pocket in there, but that's okay. We can get those out later. This embossing folder is a little thicker, so I'm not quite sure what results we're gonna get. I have some clay stuck on my roller, so I gotta clean that up. All right, moment of truth. And that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. You have to be really careful when you're popping these out, because you will undo. Look at the detail on this. That is absolutely amazing. All right, so I love this one. This was also an amazing purchase. I'm glad I did it. Originally, I did not buy it for the clay. I do cards as well, so I use those for my cards. This one is a Sizzix. I do not own a Sizzix embossing machine. I honestly cannot tell you what they're called, but I do know that they're used for that. Now, the next embossing that I am going to do, it's something I got on a kit a long time ago, and I am actually not quite sure how these are used on clay, but I do know that they're used with clay stampers. So I'm not even going to stick them all out, because the one side is supposed to stick onto your acrylic, while this part is supposed to go down to emboss, like so. So basically, hopefully this works and it doesn't stick to it. Here I'm taking a big chance. I guess with this one I have to be extra careful because it's a silicone mold. Let's see if that works. If not, I will go ahead and try it again with a different method. Yeah, see? I recommend you use cornstarch for these ones, because now I gotta clean up my acrylic stamps. But I would go ahead and try it really quickly to show you the difference, because now I have to go clean this up later. So what you want to do in situations like this is you want to roll out your piece, flatten it out, grab your cornstarch, dab a little bit, on your material and a little bit on your clay so that it's not sticky. You want to make sure that the part that you are going to be sticking on is also not sticky. And then get this piece of clay out. Having little finger gloves make things 100 times harder. And then you want to put the side that is perhaps if I use a little bit less force, it will work. And there you go. It did not get stuck. And then you just clean it off. And there you have it. You have this beautiful flower. Now, if you're doing these, you want to make sure you get them out. You can even pre-prep them by putting the acrylic block on them so that you can just stamp around on your clay. So make sure you do not use your clay straight into the silicone molds that are used for stamping for your cards, because then you're going to have to clean all of this up and put some cornstarch on your die cut as well as your clay so that it does not stick, and then you get the impression that you are looking for. So since my clay already has a little bit of cornstarch in it, I'm going to go ahead and start with this ones. Now I'm going to test it first without putting cornstarch on the material. And then this is also the silicone mold. It is not the same material as the Stampin' type, but it is, looks like it is 3D printed. But, and again, I'm not quite sure how successful this one's going to be. But with this type of molds, you want to use a different technique. You basically want to work the clay into your mold so that you get all the little space bubbles out. You also want to work with a little thicker material, because by pressing down, you basically are thinning out your clay that you're working with. Once you get all that in there, you want to roll it just a little bit. Now, I just saw my clay move, so I may have messed up my process. So we'll see in a minute how well this is going to work. I am just going to, yeah, definitely. I am going to do one smooth roll. I definitely moved the mold, but this is, here is what it's supposed to look like. Like that. That is absolutely amazing. What you do not want to do is roll in two different ways like I did, because your clay will move from your mold and you end up with a distorted pattern. You want to do one swift motion to get this beautiful design. So I will show you in another example. Now we have 3 more molds that I want to test, and I'm going to do them really quickly because this video is now 14 minutes long for this section alone. So again, one swift and smooth roll. This didn't turn out as well. I'm going to have to keep testing these and see. Let's see. I'm not sure I like this design. It looks very iffy. Let's see the other two. I feel like these molds are a little more movable. I don't know if you can tell, but they really do move a lot when you're rolling them out. This one's really pretty. Okay, let's try the last one. This is the one that I was really actually looking forward to. And when I got it, it just looked really weird. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna get. I'm hoping the results are good, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, I definitely do not like it. Let me try on a thicker setting. Nope. Maybe if I roll a little softer. Let's see. That's even worse. And if I just press with my hands, actually, that might be the trick to these. Let me see if I can get my acrylic. All right, so it's maybe a little better, but I feel like this mold just sucks. And I'm really disappointed. So I will definitely be leaving the review on Amazon for these ones. The only one I really liked was that one and this one. And I can't remember if I also like this one, but definitely these two for sure. All the other molds, the Sizzix, I believe this is Darice, and this is also Darice, and then this one is the Stampin embossing die cuts, and then this one is a no name brand. So I'm happy that you watched all of this. You made it all the way through the end. Give me a thumbs up. And sorry, I forget we're not in YouTube. Give me a like. And hopefully I'll be posting a lot more videos so you can follow along. Or you can give me some tips and tricks. And then I will try it on my videos. I will also be doing some giveaways soon. I'm going to start doing a little bit of polymer clay designs, and the ones that I will not keep, I will be giving them away. And so keep following for more. Thanks.